brought up a red-hot Indiana team from last year. You think about how they started the season, and right around January, that's where things started cooking in the right direction. They called the foul initially there before Robinson got to that basketball. It feels like the timeline's fairly similar here, maybe a little bit later, but fairly similar with what Cleveland's starting to do.
They're going to challenge this again.
You could see, if you could read lips, you know that Kenny Atkinson was adamant with that challenge. He's already had a couple of all-time great moments looking at officials and twirling the finger. Add another one to the collection for Kenny. Another challenge for Kenny Atkinson after winning just a few moments ago on his first challenge of the night. We're still taking a look at it. John Goble, Mitchell Irvin, Suyash Mehta, the Maryland product. The foul was on Ellis. Take another look here. Does Ellis get the arm of Jalen Brunson?
The arm or possibly the elbow. See, from that angle, it looks like it's a clean swipe. Oh, that's all ball on that side. So he did make contact with the ball. Was there any part of the body afterwards? Kenny Atkinson on the season, 32-16, 48 challenges.
That was a great look right there. And that's what they're saying from Secaucus, New Jersey. And Kenny could be going 2-0 on the day.
Oh, he should be.
Man, that's a great look.
That's all ball and no body. And the eye in the sky will.
The eye in the sky does not lie?
They do not lie.
That's what I like to hear. Kenny was adamant with the challenge. He's saying it's all ball. Yeah. Keon Ellis. It was awesome talking to Mike Brown about Keon. He was in Sacramento as his head coach when he first came into the NBA and built his career. And when we asked, you know, when did you know, how did you know he was going to be an NBA player? He said, well, there's a 2-game mini-series in Houston. He had spent most of his rookie year initially with the G League team. And they're in Houston. The first game, they're getting blown out. And so he throws him out there for the final 60 seconds of the game. The game is already decided. And he said, man, this guy's handling this like a pro. He's going out there. He's playing the right way. So the next day, he threw him out there again. And after a while, he goes, well, he can make threes, and he plays defense at a higher clip than anyone we have. We got to find minutes for this guy. And he built himself into a standard player from there, re-signed on a new contract. Here he is now on a contending team in Cleveland.
So for all you young players out there who think that garbage time doesn't mean anything, it's a time for you to make an impression to your head coach and coaching staff and your players. Minutes mean exactly that. Earn your minutes, and that's exactly what Keon Ellis has done throughout his whole career.
After review, there was no illegal contact by Ellis on Brunson's shot. At the time of the whistle, Richard Robinson had the ball and was in the act of shooting on the successful basket. Therefore, the challenge is successful, but the result of the play is a made basket by New York. It will be Cleveland basketball on the baseline.
Now that's interesting.
What?
So that is interesting because I guess by the lay of the land, by the rule, it is imminent possession, and they're saying the imminent possession was all in the same motion on the shot by Robinson here. However, you can make the argument that.
Let me see if he came back down. No, okay, so
he got fouled as well, more than anything. They're not going to call it an and one, but they will call it a made basket.
Okay, well, here's my next question. Could they have called that an and one? Is that possible of the review?
Technically, yes. In the newer rules, you can now retroactively go back and call fouls that weren't called.
That would
on the
have been
floor.
ball, and he was saying, you know what? Brunson wasn't fouled, but
the Knicks would have to challenge it.
Yes, Robinson was fouled, and it's an and one. That's fascinating.
All that to say, it was a successful challenge, so Kenny can bolster his record. However, it didn't really make that much of a difference. It actually hurt them on the scoreboard. You don't see that very often.